Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show this evening. Tonight's guest, we have a returned citizen back to society after a long period of time in prison. And he's home, he's doing some positive things in his life. We want to bring him on and allow him to speak on what he's doing and how he's doing it. We want to bring on Brother Malik. Welcome to the show, my brother.
Thank you. Appreciate it, brother.
Right on. Welcome to the show.
All
Welcome
right.
home.
Thank you again.
Yeah. How long you been home?
About 8 months now.
8 months. Alhamdulillah. Well, welcome home, and we're glad to have you back in your community,
Yes.
where you should be, where you're supposed to be.
Yes.
You know, let me ask you a few questions because we have this show, and it's for repeat offenders, return offenders, come home from prison, and we want society to know who you are today, opposed to who you once were.
Right.
Okay, you went to prison some years ago,
Yes.
and your crime was what?
Robbery.
It was robbery, and you got sentenced to how much time on that?
22 years.
22 years. How much time did you do?
I did a total like 12, close to 13 on that.
Okay. But you were sentenced to 22 years.
Yes.
Okay. And you got out, you came home, you was here home for a period of time, and went back.
I committed another robbery.
Another
yes.
robbery, and went back into the system.
Yes.
And how much time did you do on that?
7 years, 6 months, something like that.
Okay. And you've been home approximately how long?
8 months now.
8 months. Okay. And let me ask you, in prison, the last time that you went into prison, you chose to do something different with your life.
Yeah, even the first time that I went into prison, I kind of alienated myself from a lot of things that were, I guess you would look at it as being miscreant, evildoer. I associated with Muslims. That way of life kind of helped me with my discipline that I needed. It was a formula that I needed, that God put me there to give me a formula to more or less discipline myself and take myself away from the mischief that I had been in. During that time in prison, I got my ABO, American Board of Opticianry license.
You what now?
My ABO, American Board of Opticianry. Okay. I became an optician, actually a master optician.
Okay.
And then I studied electronics also. And I went home after that stay.
Okay.
And my wife, my ex-wife, worked in the prison system. So she was an administrator of the prison system. So I met her there, but we didn't have a relationship in the prison until I got out. And then I met her again, and we ended up getting married. And that didn't work out, basically because of drugs. Drugs in my life were my main downfall. Using drugs, trying to self-medicate instead of seeing a psychologist, properly seeing a psychologist that could probably help me, giving me a safe place to talk about my problems as a child coming up, being molested as a child. My dad was a lieutenant colonel in the military, so, I had a well family, but he passed away when I was 11, giving me a spanking. He had a heart attack and died while giving me a spanking. So that took a lot of effect on me, the molestation as a child. My dad passing away from having a heart attack, trying to spank me because being just a bad kid, being a child, doing mischievous things, and I think it had a lot of effect on me, and I kind of punished myself through life. Even though, like I said, I worked as a young man as a California state insurance agent. I worked right here in San Francisco at Equitable. Went on to Cigna, one of the largest diversified financial institutions in the U.S. But mentally, I wasn't prepared for that type of success. Because I didn't have a foundation, and to try to build a home on a sandhill is just not going to happen for you. And God chose to allow me to go back and to go into the prison system in this incubative state to renew me, so I could reframe my character and everything. Right. I came out, like I said, I was married. And I lived okay. I got a job and I worked, and then I ended up owning my own business, a gift shop. And then I failed again. I got a violation. Drinking, little drugs here and there. And after that, I ended up going back for a year.
So you got a violation for being under influence.
Under the influence, but the courts dropped it in the prison system. You know how they do. They just for having a contact with the police, you do a violation. So that was a year. So I lost my business.
Okay.
So I came out, and I was still married. I lived okay. I mean, I lived better than what I usually live because I'm out of East Oakland, as you know. And I came from rats and roaches. Okay, you know. So once I got married and stuff, I kind of like, I wasn't grateful for what I had got. I had the ABO, the American Opticianry license. I had electronics background. I've also worked with Radio Shack, different companies as #1 salesman, as a professional salesman. But those things, I was still trying to drink alcohol, use drugs here and there to more or less self-medicate from the feelings that I had from being a child, being molested, from my dad's death. It's a lot of things that were on my mind that was hard for a young man.
Right.
And I didn't really have the leadership that I needed, right? So when I did go to prison, I met brothers like yourself that were always in leadership. And I kind of learned things from you guys, but I didn't take them home with me. And when I didn't take them home with me, I wasn't able to utilize them as I should have. So when I was home, like I said, not to jump from one thing to the other, but after being married, coming home from prison, 13 months into coming home, I violated, got the DUI. They dropped the DUI, but the board still gave me a year. So when I came home again, after losing my business, I kind of felt like, God, everything I seem like I try to do, it seems like I'm losing. But it was me. I was the problem. I could try to blame it on the system, saying that they're bothering me and this and that, but it was never really the system. It was always me, you know? And say that it's easier to do good than it is to do bad, because to be bad, you have to, you know, calculate. You have to think about the repercussions. But doing good, you don't have to think. You don't have to calculate, or you don't have to think about repercussions.
Well, doing wrong, you have to worry about other things.
Yes.
You got to worry about people looking at you. You got to worry about you looking at people.
Right.
You know, you got to
the
worry
good
about,
Samaritans.
Right. Who wants to be associated with somebody that's doing wrong?
Exactly.
Right? But doing right, see, nobody looks at you.
Yes.
You don't look at nobody. You see what I'm saying? People associate with you instead of not associating with you. So you have people that want to be part of your life because you're doing positive things.
Right.
So, you know, just like, you know, we allow ourselves to talk ourselves out of doing good things. We're real good at talking ourselves out of doing
greed
things.
And lust.
Yes, yes. So we have to learn how to do positive things in life and latch on to them. You know, like crazy glue. You know, lock on to it and it can't get loose. So that's what we have to do. Right. Now you being home, now you come home, and what are you doing with your life today?
Well, when I got out, I was blessed because God has been opening so many doors for me, you know. Thank God Almighty. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. The thing is that when I got out, I got out of parole to Vallejo, where I caught my case at, and a friend of mine that I worked in the tow yard before with him, before I opened my own business, he gave me a job again 2 weeks afterwards. So, okay, I'm working. I don't care, cutting grass or whatever. I didn't care. I was chopping down trees, man. I didn't care. I didn't care. Because, look, I was working for 13 cents an hour in prison, you know, saying.
You're making legal money doing something that
yes,
you're doing.
Yes. And I met a good woman, you know. She helped me, you know. Terrellyn, hi. And some from San Francisco, Fillmore. So she had a lot of things to do with helping me, you know, and working in the tow yard. And then I transferred my parole to Hayward to take care of my mother, who was 92 years of age. God bless her. She'll be, you know, Lucille. She'll be 93 if God wills in July the 1st. That's a blessing. Yeah. And that's what I've been doing now, taking care of my mom. So when I got out there, and then I was blessed again, you know, and a woman by the name of Helen gave me a job at her A Street florist at the flower shop right there on A Street. So if you need good flowers, come and see Helen at the A Street florist. You can also see her on the internet and be able to, order from the internet from her. It's the A Street florist. I had her www number, but we had to turn her phones off, so I was able to look at the monitor and use my television. So yes, and what I do now, I'm somewhat of an entrepreneur, not only working that job, you know what I'm saying? Parole is real strict, but they allow me to still work, there in that position. And I have, I buy wholesale, and I put my products in stores. Remember, I'm at the dollar store right there on Meekland and Blossom. It's called the Dollar Store right in Hayward, California. So if you want to get some of my products there, just ask for Ali.
What type of products do you have?
Oh, it's a range. Right now, mainly Warrior gear because we're getting ready to take this championship. You already know what time it is, putting the towns and the Bay Area on the map. So I'm selling Warrior gear there and also at the flower store.
Okay.
You can get men and women accessories at the flower store. I have a gift shop that's located. She allowed me to put a gift shop inside of her flower store. Okay. God bless her heart. Man, God bless her heart. And I've just been doing things like that, using my salesman skills, keeping my discipline. You see, I'm staying away from drugs. And I was reading something on Oprah Winfrey just the other day, and she was talking about if you surround yourself around positive people, you're going to do positive things.
Sure.
So you get positive energy from positive people.
Right.
You get negative energy from negative people. Exactly. Negative people want to pull you down.
Exactly.
They want to keep bringing up your past. Right. I am not the man that I used to be.
Sure.
I am a different man now. I love my granddaughters, Aaliyah and Hazel. Hi. My daughter-in-law, Ryan. I love both my sons, Derek, and I love Rico. Both of my sons, you know what I'm saying? And I'm being responsible. And they say to be responsible, you have to have the ability to respond. Right. So I think I've gained that at 61 years of age, you know what I'm saying? I know I don't look my age, but so, kind of shut down my ego somewhat. Stop being so self-centered, and kind of like caring for the happiness of other people. You know what I mean? And, that's my main motivation in life. And putting God first is probably the biggest thing that I could have ever done. Is like always calling on God, not a beer, not some drugs, but calling on God to say, God, can you get me through this? Because I was very nervous about coming to this interview. You know what I'm saying? My brother.
Most people are. But see, when you come to this interview, I'm easy. We just having a rap conversation. We just having a rap conversation. I'm easy on me because I've been on this side, so I know what it is. But it's really an honor to have you on the show because we met in one of the worst prisons in the state of California. We met in Pelican Bay State Prison some years ago when it was the worst prison in the state of California. And we met under some extreme circumstances because there was stuff going on in that prison, and we made it out. So see, God does everything for reasons, right? You had to go through what you had to go through, in order to get on the other side, right? So you went through what you went through, you made it to the other side, right? But then when you made it to the other side, you wasn't completely done, because you had left some baggage behind that you needed to come and get and throw away. So you had to go back and get it and throw it away properly. We got hazardous waste, what I call it, hazardous waste. And if you leave it unattended, it spreads. And other people pick it up, right? So you had to go back and get the hazardous waste, and you had to properly dispose of it. And that's what you did this time. So you went and did your work, you got your tool bag, and you loaded it up. And you come back out to the world. And now you're ready to be part of the society. I want to be an asset to society instead of a detriment to society. I don't want to be a person that, as a believing man, I believe that a believing man should be one that brings about peace, humility, and comfort within the community. Not intimidate the community, and not plot or not have these circumspect type of attitudes of the community, to more or less go into the community and build the community. Since I know better, I'm able to do better. Right.
You know.
See, the thing is that you have to be live by example.
Yeah.
Right? You got to let people see that you're doing this, and it could be done. A lot of people come home from prison right now.
Yeah, I know.
Summertime is here, and so a lot of people come home from prison.
Yes.
And we have to allow them to know that, look what I'm doing. Look how I'm dressed. Every day I'm sharp, right? If I can do this, certainly you can do this.
You know, even though I high dress now because I can never get a second chance for a first appearance, but I think that that inner beauty is what's most important.
Sure.
And I try to look for the inner beauty in people, you know, because the outer beauty is only there for the moment, but that inner beauty will be there forever because that's the spirit coming out, and that good spirit. It kind of forms like almost a halo over your head. And God has stepped in so many times when I thought that it wasn't going to work out. Oh, it's not going to work out. They're going to be hard on me. But God stepped in, and he said, you know, because he asks me, how many of the favors of my Lord will I deny?
Right.
And I have been denying them,
For years.
you know, for
years,
for decades, brother.
Yeah.
You know, so now I'm able to talk with good people like Bishop J.W. Macklin over in Hayward at the Glad Tidings Church, which I attend every Sunday, you know, and pay the tithes and things and try to help out. I just try to be around positive. I have to give a shout out to all the Muslims that are fasting during Ramadan right now. I can't do the fast because of my illness, which I don't want to really go into, but I'm going to be all right because God is going to take me through it. You know what I'm saying? He would never place a burden on me no greater than I can bear. And in order to be a champion, I have to have a worthy opponent after me.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm trying to keep my foot on Satan, kind of keep my foot on his neck. And if I can keep him down, then I'll be okay because I have faith in God. And that's the number one thing, is just to have faith in God. It is a reality. It's not an illusion. Everything else around us is an illusion, you know? But God is the only reality.
But see, people that go into the system, they go into the system thinking that I can do this. You know, 9 times out of 10, the one that go and said I can do this, they fail.
Yeah.
You see, because you can't do this alone.
Right.
You see,
Humility.
we have to have, there's somebody bigger than us.
Yes.
Right? And the people that go into the system and say, well, I can do this, they're the ones that go home and come back. And they go home and they come back. And they go home and they come back. And they go home and come back, then they come back and they stay.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Once you go home, so many times they're going to keep you and you ain't coming back. Because they feel that, well, you're a career criminal, because we can't give you that, so we'll give you the 3 strike now.
Right.
And we'll keep you indefinitely. You
All
know,
through the time.
And that's a sad thing, because a person that goes in and out, in and out, in and out, they have a long time
Yes.
to get it together, and they don't get it together.
You
So
should
when
never.
they go in, you know, they start going to the law library and talking about what they made a mistake. No, you made a mistake because you kept doing it. You see, so don't cry over spilled milk. Get that to the cat and go do your time.
Right.
You see, you went in a few times.
Yes.
You know, you went back and got your hazardous waste together, so to speak. You put that up so nobody can get hands on that. That's disposed of, right? You got your tube bag that you went in, you load your tube bag up with the tubes that you need for who you are now. And you're home now, and you're putting things in order as it should be. You got your beautiful queen that you got now. You know, you dressed nice, you got a nice car. You know, you're doing the things that a taxpayer, citizen is supposed to do in life. Be part of your community. You see, it's because people, believe me, people watching you. All eyes on you.
Yes.
You see, we think that people ain't people watching us
Yes.
to see if we're going to fail. Failure is not an option.
No, it's not.
Failure is not an option. We got to make it to the other side, right? Because what we do in this life is going to pay attention to what we do in the next life.
Yeah.
So we got to do good in this one.
My last day in prison, I felt so much like an alien. And I liked that feeling, because I just felt like this is where I'm supposed to be at.
Sure.
And I mean, those of you that feel that prison is a rite of passage, you know, you're lying to yourself. If you like taking showers with men, you like sitting around eating with them all day long, and you know, you just like just walking the track with men all day long, whatever, and like people telling you what to do all day long, you know, so be it. Maybe that's what you need, a controlled environment. But those of us who choose to take control of our lives, you know, we don't need that controlled environment. What we need is just an opportunity to get out and do the right thing. We want to be the leaders like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, even John the Baptist, Paul of the Bible, Muhammad. All these people were reformers, and these people weren't soft people, Jesus and all them. These were people that were soldiers, and now we need to be a soldier for right. We need to take the other side and do what's right and speak and witness against those things that are wrong. That's the main thing, is to be a witness, not a silent witness or not a hostile witness. I'm talking about a right out witness. When you talking to them, you should be talking to yourself at the same time. You know, I learned that from a young lady that told me about that. And, you know, she said, when I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself also. You see what I'm saying? And I remember that in my head. So, you know, I try to be a role model because I know that people are dependent on me.
Sure.
I've been there where I don't want them to ever have to go. Yourself too. You know, it's a sad situation that family members have to pass away while you're there. You can't go to the funeral. You know, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, friends, cousins. You know, it's just a bad situation. And I mean, like I said, once again, it's easier to do good than it is to do wrong. You know, and I believe that God will open up those doors once you do what he asks you to do. You know what I'm saying? And then you have to like use peace, be still. Be still long enough for it to happen, because he knows when it's supposed to happen for you. He knows when it's the right time. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? You just keep surviving and you be what he created you to be, the champion. Whether it be man or woman. You know? And love each other.
That's right. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. It's about, you know, people say that you have knowledge, and you have knowledge, and your knowledge that you have is to be sold. I told me that a long time ago.
That was game, huh?
Ago.
That was the game, huh?
Sold, not to be told. Right? So that was a lie. That was the biggest lie somebody ever told me. And I found out years later, because I lived by that for a while.
Yeah, we both did.
Yeah, for a while, you know. And then I found out later on that no, what you learn, what you are educated with, you're supposed to get out of the way. Because if you die with it, you're going to be punished for it.
Because God gives you that river of abundance, and he'll keep on letting it flow to you as long as you keep sharing it.
Exactly.
You know?
But if you cut short and stop sharing that, he'll take it from you and give somebody else. That's not going to use it the way it should be used. So that's why we have to look at life and take life seriously today, because a lot of people don't take it serious. They think this is a given. You got to work for this. You got to work for this. But you got to work for every day that we have. We have to work for this.
Also, I just wanted to give a shout out to Jacob Seamus over New America Media here in San Francisco. He gave me an opportunity to write some articles when I was in Patton University as a journalist, taking journalism in college. I wrote a couple articles for them. And Malcolm Marshall, yes, I wrote some articles for them also about prison and the prison settings and stuff. And I want to give a shout out to them, to April, who introduced me to those people and said that I should put my stuff on paper and send it in. And they published it. It's a great thing to be published, and it's a great thing to be heard. And also, they have the Richmond Project there in prison that I work with there to do some work with them.
What prison is it?
Right there in San Quentin Prison. Yes. And I helped, you know, with the mayor and the police chief there in order to try to curb crime. I've done a few things that I'm proud of, you know, and I want to get back to writing. I want to also holler out for Team Ricky, the publishing company, Capital Gains Publishing. I'm supposed to be coming out with a couple of books they're supposed to be publishing a couple of my books. And my last book, not my last book, but a book that I really want to write, and it's called, I named it Hunting Season. And then it's like, do Black lives really matter? And I think that charity starts at home before it moves abroad, so we have to clean up ourselves and our community before we ask others not to harm us. If we look like a threat to police officers out there, that basically 98% of them are right, are trying to do the right thing. And maybe there might be a 2% that are not trying to do right, you know, and corrupt. So we have to raise sons and raise our daughters to respect the law. You know what I'm saying? And this is true. You know, we don't want them harmed. And this is just as sure as you are out there, they're afraid too of you. You see what I'm saying? Because they got this thing that were in their heads that this is what you do. So, you know, I've never been a police officer or anything like that, but I can understand that the fright that they might have in their and their wives and kids wondering if my dad is going to come home, if my mom is going to come home after their shift.
Exactly.
So we must give respect to authority. We are taught to give respect to authority, as you know.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So we won't go into details about, but we do know these things.
Right, definitely.
And
definitely.
sometimes we don't follow those things, and we try to make excuses for people not letting us get away with bad things and this and that. So we should stand up, man up, woman up, and try to raise our kids correctly. But we need to be more role models on our children and start paying more attention to them. You know what I'm saying? Because we have a social media now that basically is kind of dictating how these young people should act and what is acceptable.
Exactly, it is.
You know, because even the prophet said that they will make good bad and make bad good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's what's going on right now.
Yes.
That's what's going on right now.
Yeah.
So we have to be conscious. We have to come back in our homes and raise our own children.
Yes.
We have to be parents to our own children.
And we have to respect the womb that bore us.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You can tell a bad country from the way that
so
the
many
women
people
are.
neglect that.
Yes.
If treating the parents the way that the parents should be treated.
Mm-hmm.
I lost my mother last year, a day after my birthday. I lost my mother. It'll be a year on the 11th of this month that my mother's been gone. And I know that your parents are dear and should be treated as that.
Yes.
You're doing a great job taking care of your mother. I commend you for that.
Thank you.
I did the same thing when I came on, took care of my mother until she passed. So I commend you for that.
Yeah.
Keep on doing what you're doing, man. Only have one mother. But she's gone, she's gone. So so appreciate it. Tell her every day that you love her and take care of her.
Yeah, you're right.
Take care of her. Do everything
Exactly
that you're
right.
supposed to do as far as your mother. But we want to thank you for coming on today, man.
I appreciate coming on
thank
today.
you for coming on today.
I hope I've helped in any kind of way and helped myself too.
You passed the test.
Did I pass the
You passed the test. Yeah, you passed the test. You sit down there and you talked about you, and people need to know about you because you're going to be seen in passing. They're gonna see you.
Yes.
And you might have some people ask you, I saw you on television. What you said was good. And it is. It is good. But
all praise due to God, y'all, not me.
The thing is, and keep this in mind, all eyes on you. People watching you.
Yes.
And they're watching you to see whether you're going to fail.
Yeah.
Like I say, put that failure is not an option. Where that?
Yeah.
Because going backwards, reverse, it's broke. It don't work.
Yes.
Only way we can go back, that I can say no. I can't say we. Only way that I can go back if I can leave when I want to. That's the only way I can go back. You can go back and give a lecture and tell somebody inside how it is out here, and you can do it if you want to. If you want to do it. So to me, that's how it's gonna work with me. If I can go back, I'm gonna have something in the parking lot I can drive off with once I come out.
Yes.
You see, so that's what it's about.
Yes.
But we want to thank you for coming on the show this evening,
I appreciate you having me.
and we want to bring you back in some months and give an update on what you're doing with your life, and possibly bring your queen on.
Yes.
I give her an open invitation to bring your queen on.
Yes.
We can have a him and a her on the show, and they can talk together.
She'll probably try to take the show now.
Right.
Just kidding.
She has part of the
God
show.
forgive.
She has a part of the show. You got to answer that when you get on. But we want to have your queen on as well.
Okay.
Okay, so she has an open invitation to come on next time with you.
Yes, that's beautiful.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for tuning in tonight. The show will be seen on Saturday night at 7 o'clock on Channel 29. And shortly after this interview, you can go on YouTube and put it up, and you can look at it many times as you want to. So we have an option. Look at it on 29 on Saturday night at 7 o'clock, or either go on YouTube and look at it as many times as you wish. So we want to thank you for looking and paying attention to what the brother said this evening. On next Thursday at 6:30 on Channel 76, we'll have a live interview. So call in. We have call in and be part of that interview next Thursday at 6:30, from 6:30 to 7 on Channel 76. Thank you, and have a good evening.